And now, let me introduce to you another speaker. It's Varvara Russkova. Varvara is VC investing in AI, health tech, and biotech. And Varvara, an expert in business development, previously a startup founder, medical device. Varvara is passionate about shifting healthcare from sick care to actual healthcare and wellness with a tech that is predictive, preventable, personalized, and precise. Yeah, and Varvara will be addressing the topic venture investments in health tech. Yeah, Varvara, so the floor is yours, and we're excited to hear your presentation.
Quick recap on where I'm calling, and I'm dialing in from New York, where and right now, at the moment, basically, I'm based in the US. My background is I have been in startups for the past 11 years, was a medical device co-founder, and then I transitioned to medical education and worked with hospitals both in Russia and in the US. And I'm in venture investments for the past 5 years. So my background clearly looks at the venture investments in health tech from diverse spheres. Let's go to the slide 2. Here we have health tech AI market review, and we can see that for the past 5 years, the investments in the industry worldwide have been almost 32 billion, and incredible growth in the last 2 years, even while pandemic, or maybe especially while pandemic. The interesting part there is that we can see the decrease of the deal flow overall, and for this year, but probably it will be on par with last year. Yet a huge growth of funding, almost 10 billion to date. So definitely we'll hit this number. The interesting part there is that we may see maturation of the industry and later stage funding. As a result, industry consolidation and having best players out there already. We've picked top funded and top growth areas within the health tech, and it's healthcare IT, which is broad enterprise solutions, just optimizing administration and support of the B2B services within clinics or outside big companies supplying to healthcare. Healthcare booking, meaning anything that supports in the current distributed world customers with actually booking doctors online, and definitely of a huge growth to the moment. Diagnostics, anything that helps monitoring and classification and measuring biomarkers and vitals, and AI platforms that classify data. Fitness and wellness, that's a broad category, could include Pelotons of the world as well as sensors. And top growth is online health information, which is an interesting category, but basically it's targeting right news to customers, which in pandemic or endemic times that we're in at the moment, it's clear why we're having it. Employee health IT is anything that provides insurance or health and wellness benefits for employees. Let's go to the slide 3 and see the health tech AI market map. Here we're showing that the funding, again, 32 billion for the past 5 years, distribution across countries. US still is leading the pack in investment in AI. China, though, is catching up the quickest. Even though that we understand we're not seeing latest data, and China information is not always descriptive on our markets, and the growth there of the emerging market following by India is quite quick, and we can see many more unicorns coming and stemming from there. Right now there are 8 unicorns, meaning companies that are valued more than 1 billion, more than almost 150 acquisitions. So industry consolidation coming, 45 IPOs, and keep on coming. And the companies that are unicorns, kind of like almost unicorns. Right now, it's like 8 unicorns. That there are approximately 60 of them. So the industry will be maturing soon, and we'll see more Googles of healthcare AI in the future. Let's go slide 4. Healthcare verticals, health tech verticals that we're reviewing. We're looking at enterprise solutions. Everything below that is inclusive of those enterprise solutions. And we've highlighted with turquoise the areas that we're, as a fund, mostly interested in. And enterprise solutions for providers, basically everything that you can imagine optimizing providers' healthcare provision of starting from administration optimization and actually reducible of paperwork and analytics of it. Data management is critical. We will see a big growth of that. I think many companies understood the importance of that area for the sake of especially in pandemic, transitioning in distributed online health as well. And data structuring is the area I personally very much interested in. I'll tell more about it further. Market and intelligence and sales, basically everything that helps companies to understand customers better and make sales better. Remote monitoring and data collection, something we'll see more and more in the future, ideally even embedded in our environment. Wellness tech, sensors that we're all wearing or begin wearing that can actually highlight outliers within our health before anything is there. Blockchain solutions, solutions that will allow to categorize and trace the data back to originator or the owner of the data, and solutions that may help actually reward the owners and producers of those. Yet a small investment in this industry, but I believe this holds a big promise for the future. Population health, mental health, it's quite an interesting market. The one that we are personally not investing in, but paying close attention to. There are interesting platforms and solutions, even the ones that say that they will be able to analyze your mental health by your voice. So the future Alexas or Yandex Lisas of the world would be telling us or highlighting something if anything is beyond our normal psychological well-being. And diagnostics, heavy tech, heavy clinics, and health insurtech will go deep in next slides. Let's go slide 5. Top funded globally. Here we listed not necessarily the best performers, but because only the time will show, but the ones that raise the most funding throughout the world. Population health. The area I personally am a big believer will be critical in the future, which allows consolidation of data and data sets and analysis of such, an ability to actually understand who can become chronically ill this year, which kind of category. I've seen and analyzed companies that have been doing that for groups of people, for insurances, and they were able to predict not like person to person, but at least a bulk group of people that has certain red flags and may become potentially ill, chronically ill this year. And chronic illness bear the highest cost on the US healthcare market and probably throughout the world, as well as with aging population. This will become an increasing problem. And ability to identify the category of people who can potentially become that chronically ill patient and expense item for it is expense item still for the insurance, but also just lose the quality of life. It probably will be possible to detect that precise and more personalized in the future. We're not there yet, but with potential data consolidation, this will become more and more possible. Tech-heavy clinics. There are more than 40 companies around the world and 2 unicorns. The approach here is to transition from time to time visits to diverse doctors, kind of like sporadic, unexpected, or acute care, and transition to actual continuation of care and long-term patient-doctor collaboration. The idea there is to enable doctors with technologies, and certain business models allow actually plans where doctors are incentivized to predict and prevent much ahead of time. And interestingly enough, top funded companies there are both on the west coast of the US. It's Forward Health and Carvet Health. Both are very tech savvy. Forward looks very much so as a future of the doctor's office, kind of like futuristic, very techy, to the extent that you don't believe you're at a doctor's office at all. Let's go further. Slide 6. Diagnostics and imaging. Basically, anything that allows us to detect early is critical for the future of health and actual prevention. So these two companies are able to utilize diverse detection and early diagnostics, and that's basically the goal there. And imaging, if we were to highlight, this has been and works for a while now, more than a decade. The good side there that AI is capable of detecting better than great pathologists any tumors or anything, and that's how we can be thankful for technology that even in very remote areas or areas lacking doctors, which technically the amount of doctors to amount of healthcare outcomes is very much correlated. So now we can, with AI, get help and very high quality evaluation of pathology or imaging, be that x-rays or tumor detection with AI, and provide the best quality of diagnostics basically anywhere in the world, and at a low cost. InsurTech and providers, that's where we're seeing technology applied towards insurance, and also consolidation of values. So Bright Health, Minneapolis-based company, funding $1.5 billion, huge amounts of money, and enabling wide range integrated solutions to actually provide analytics and convenient booking, and working with providers on serving as a peer provider almost model. Oscar Health is a public company, also more than $1.5 billion in funding, based in New York, and it disrupts the market with affordable plans, and definitely the one company that is looked up to for both what have they done good in the industry and what is still not working in their model. Let's go slide 7. Enterprise solutions. The area I'm always on the lookout for technologies there. The goal there is a transition from just simple administrative support tools with one sometimes that are actually optimizing a lot of time. And in healthcare, time is not only money, but oftentimes it's lives. And ability to provide a much better care and attend to people as healthcare providers, not just note takers, and provide with analytics. So there are interesting platforms there that do record voice and allow actual ability to tackle and allow second opinion. Um, then aggregation, data management is again access to data sets, and oftentimes data analytics is very much impacted by the quality of data sets. So this is an area that I'm a big believer in. Future data management and consolidation of diverse data sets and ability to go across the board for that. And reduce the costs. The next slide would be further enterprise solutions. Continuation on data structuring, more of like series A and B. There are a lot of tumblestones on the way in the US, and I think on the country level, UK would be the best example, with NIH leading with their a biobank initiative, where you have a huge open source where scientists and R&D departments of healthcare companies can tap in and actually utilize this data to provide either better treatment or do development therapeutics with such. And we are possibly underestimating the impact of such, but data structuring is critical, and having good annotated libraries is essential for the industry. And Russia may be well off in that with consolidated system from the government as well. Market intelligence and sales, everything that is focused on understanding the customers and actually selling to them. Both like 10-year-old companies, most funded, San Francisco, Bay Area, and again, access to market insights and understanding what do people are actually seeking, what is of the highest need, and understanding and actually providing such. Next slide. Our last slide on enterprise solutions, because there are so many and diverse. Remote monitoring. This area is essential for transition from out of hospital care, which we already did while COVID. We've transitioned from on-site to and truly utilized telemedicine. And for further support, we need diverse sensors or solutions that congregate the data of those sensors and have access to patient analytics and like understanding what's beyond our one time that we're seeing the patient, what is happening with them, and actually seeing not the snapshot of when we see the patient in the office, but the long-term and correlation with what they do in their lifestyle, and in ability to tweak treatment in the future. Next slide. What future holds? Data analytics and prediction. Whoever tackles that and will be able to create a library of diverse data and access securely and safely would be trillionaire. I don't know how many zeros out there, because there are diverse problems within there. Right now, the data that we are collecting is very limited, and it's separated by diverse races and ages, and oftentimes we have more information about white male out of developed world, but we don't have that much information about poor um, um, Asian or Indian race women, possibly in the slums. And the way we would treat those people are not necessarily the same. So the future holds very personalized treatments and personalized therapeutics, uh, both from understanding what would work at a whole for this particular person and in which amounts would this person need this specific um, um, treatment, be that one pill or five pills, and as our bodies react so diversely. And such database and analytics would allow us to both develop drugs quicker, develop diagnostic quicker, understand the needs, and understand correlation between diseases and especially chronic diseases. Convergence with sensors and ways to treat. So here we're listed several companies that both utilize AI recommender system and allow to continuously influence risk classifiers, which associated with path configuration. It's about Dear Health I'm talking about right now, recommender system. So something that is connected to front end EMR system and continuously provided physicians with this second opinion. And we understand that humans and machines are oftentimes are capable to work 24/7 and actually support our decision-making system. And that's where we can see in the future diagnostic of a disease or diagnosis would be definitely supported by machines, and it's a matter of an input. For example, Cordy is a multi-purpose voice assistant that can take notes during patient-doctor interactions and provide real-time quality assurance and second opinions based on existing data as well. And that allows for, again, more more broad evaluation of the person, not just immediate thought of the doctor that comes by just like missing possibly other features to be tested. And Sana is a mask that, with light and sound, is capable to relax a person and into sleep. So I believe there'll be more devices like Sana that will utilize brain technologies and move us from necessarily just therapeutics, but to brain focused devices that will be able to provide same results or better and reduce the problems of certain chemicals, be that opioids that are reducing the chronic pain, or melatonin and other soothing drugs that do react with not the best outcome when used consistently. And most futuristic would be neuroscience and understanding the brain. And those devices mentioned already exist. They measure like kernel brain activity and provide new avenues for research of commercial use of brain-computer brain interface. And existing solutions include flow record, real-time cortical hemodynamics and flux that uses optically pumped magnetoencephalography to record brain activity. So it's more of like improving research, understanding the brain, and Neuralink we are all well aware of, thankfully, to Elon Musk who promotes it, but first neural implant that will enable a third driven interaction with technology. And CTRL plus Alt Labs, they have developed a neural interface wristband, and actually they were acquired by Facebook. And the consideration there that it will be able to read electrical impulses passed from our brain, a technology that is capable to allow a non-invasive way to interact with our existing technologies and basically remove keyboard and mouse and make them obsolete. So future is bright. AI is definitely on our side, and health tech from diverse angles is supporting better treatment in the future and optimizing accessibility of unique products and allowing them to scale to the whole market worldwide. Thank you so much. And the next slide is my information and how you can follow us and contact us. We're always looking for great founders and technologies. And if you have anything, we'll be happy to talk to you.